Welcome back. 22 people have been arrested in connection with last month's killings in Phoenix in Durban. The police minister, of course, briefing the media earlier today about the situation. His spokesperson, Lirandzu Themba, joining us now live. Lirandzu, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. So very worrying information coming out of this briefing today, in particular when it comes to how people were killed. For the benefit of those who missed it, just take us through what police have found so far.
Sure. I mean, just to also indicate that the reason for this briefing today, alongside the premier of KZN, was to put facts on record and to also dispel the many false reports that we've seen, especially on social media. But to answer your question, Shahan, sadly, 36 people have been killed in Phoenix starting from the 12th of July. And many of them were shot. In fact, about 30 of them were shot to death. But we also know that 2 of them were burned to death, 1 was stabbed, and 2 were assaulted. But over and above that, Shahan, police are currently investigating 52 cases of attempted murder. And we know that these people were largely, dragged and pulled out of their vehicles. Their vehicles were ransacked. They were robbed in some cases, but they were also heavily assaulted using bricks, baseball bats, stones, and we know that some were even butchered, Shahan, with the likes of a knife or a panga. So it's those really gruesome scenes that we now know allegedly transpired in Phoenix, and they are currently being investigated by the police.
And 22 people have been arrested. I'm guessing it doesn't stop there, right? Because there must have been more people involved here.
Absolutely. The minister read out each of the 36 victims' surnames today in the press conference, where he assured the families that they will not be spared justice. They will hopefully find the answers that they are obviously seeking. We are quite confident that more arrests will take place, but in the same breath, as a police ministry, we're quite happy that 22 people have been arrested. We know that this is largely because of the extensive investigation work that's currently happening, Shahan. We've got a 31-strong detective team that has been deployed from national and provincial in Phoenix to investigate what has transpired there. But it's also very important to note that while Phoenix is the crime scene, we know that the affected communities of Bambayi, of Umawoti, and Zwelisha and Inanda, they are the victims of, or the many victims of these gruesome crimes that we're seeing unfold here. So we are very confident that also the partnerships that we've built with the police alongside the peace committee that has been established is really yielding fruit. We are also very much encouraged that people, especially from Phoenix, residents from Phoenix, are coming forward with crucial information to assist the investigation process. So we do welcome the arrest of 22 people so far.
Yeah, Lirandzu, I want to talk about that peace process that we're seeing unfold in Phoenix, It's very important that we get this right as a country and not just people in Phoenix. How is it going? Are you seeing communities come out to say this happened, that happened, and this is how we should respond to it? Because we're still seeing those posts on social media where people are calling for Indian people in Phoenix to be attacked, So generally, when you look at it from a social media point of view, it looks like the tensions are still very heightened. What are you finding, though, with your discussions?
Look, Shahan, we can't mince our words here. People are angry. People are fed up. People want answers. And this is why it is so crucial that the SAPS does not drag its feet when it comes to bringing people to account. But, the police minister has gone to these various communities, the 3 that I've mentioned alongside Phoenix, where we've engaged with community members who have expressed these very emotions that I'm talking about. But more than anything, they're saying that they want the people who have done this to their brothers and sisters to be brought to book, and this is what the SAPS is busy doing. But we are also noting that the very community of Phoenix, where the crime scenes were taking place, essentially, they've come out strongly against what has happened, saying that if there are people from that community, there is a handful. The majority of people in Phoenix are people that have lived alongside Black people for many, many years. But at the same time, the process to rebuild these relations that have broken down needs to be escalated. The Peace Forum or the Peace Committee is one, but many measures that are in place. The Premier of the province, Uwabu Zigalala, indicated in today's press conference around the sort of interventions that they're participating in. And those interventions also extend to other areas outside Phoenix, Bambayi, Umawoti, and Zwelicha, but also to other areas that have also been touched by similar sort of tensions around the Black and the Indian community. But overall, I think it is because of the fact that the police have really hit the ground running and are bringing people to book, that this is restoring the confidence in the many communities that we are interacting with. And the Peace Committee is really reporting back to us to say that while there is that tension and anger on the ground, they do remain encouraged, but they do also call for more people to be brought to book, because they too believe, as you've indicated, Shahan, that it can't just be this 21 people that have, responsible for these heinous crimes. And I just want to add, Shahan, that the fact that we are also investigating the role of the police as well as the role of the private security companies is very much important, because the very same communities have said to us that it is allegedly these private security companies that have had a hand in some of the violence, but they've also indicated that they were absolutely unhappy with some of the responses of the SAPS on the ground on the days of the incidents that are in question here. So the investigating team is absolutely looking at all those concerned and making sure that everyone who had any role in this matter is brought to book.
Lastly, and very quickly, if you can, Lirandzu, the one issue I've seen being brought up as a concern are the threats against community members. You see flyers being produced about attacking communities. You see individuals saying, let's go to schools and target their children. Are police investigating those people who are putting out those messages on social media?
Not only are the police investigating that, Shahan, police are not, they're on high alert for any eventualities that are happening. And this is demonstrated by the fact that the SANDF is still on location, and the members of the TRT, as well as the public order policing and the Metro Police, are still on location, meaning that while we have seen peace prevail in Phoenix and surroundings, we are simply on high alert to make sure that if people do try and do anything of the sort, law enforcement will be at hand to make sure that they clamp down on any of these threats that are being made.
All right, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. That, of course, is Lirandzu Themba. She's the spokesperson for Police Minister Bheki Cele.